the best we could have done, given the circumstances, in fairness. There's not a lot more we could have done with it. I'm trying to get the fucking thing together. What do you mean it's too late? 11 o'clock, it's not early enough. I fucking know well that there's people in bed, they're going to bed now. What matters is that we're going to get this done, we're going to get it done tonight, because if it doesn't get done, it's never going to get done. You're talking shite. Absolute shite. I don't even believe you. Couldn't even believe you. Even if you told me you were fucking telling the truth, I wouldn't even believe you. Disgusting stuff. It's a bit fucking late for this, but I don't give a rat's tit. Yeah! Za! Za, 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 za. Ra! Cha! Ba! Can't have them see me in the fucking shop until I get into the frame. How are you getting on, everybody? Welcome to another Fat 32 stream of justice and death. I'm only messing. There's going to be no death whatsoever tonight. And unfortunately, the fucking wheel has come off again. I spent all day fixing it yesterday. I thought about not flaking the chair on the entrance in, but I thought then when it came to the crunch that the show wouldn't really be as good if it didn't have that kind of setup and scenario in it as well. So I'm hoping there that was okay, that was, it worked. Steph says NGL, which is short for not gonna lie, it was very exciting. Lord Blonde says twisted. And Chaba from Liam Duffy as well, Dennis Nolan. Hopefully you're all getting on well. We're about to go back into the fold here with Net Cafe, which is Stuart Chaffee's spin-off show of the internet, about the internet from Computer Chronicles. And we discovered this the other week. I thought it was just like one-off, maybe a pilot that never got made into anything other than a pilot. But it turns out there's 2 series of this. And we're only 15 minutes, not even 15 minutes into one episode. And it's everything I could have hoped for and more. It's risque. They're talking about webcams, chat rooms. Stuart Chaffee, countless number of times, mentions, is there a sexual kind of connotation to this with everything he's talking about? It's weird stuff. It's the early days of the internet where it was the Wild West. There wasn't a need for VPNs, like everything was free, and now it's a case of it's not free and everything is geo-blocked and you can only access it in specific regions. But less talking, more action, because we need to get into this, okay? It's late. It's a late start, and I apologise for that, but I mean, there's not a lot I could do about it. Thank you very much there. Creamy Pints O'Shaughnessy, thank you very much. Thank God you're on, dying of a hangover, you say, and this has given me hope again. Well, look, there won't be much hope unless we can get the fucking hope on a rope here, which is the Net Cafe episode, which we've been dying to see. I'm wondering if we should just play it. Let's just have a little highlights, a little look there at the first bits of the episode there that we were watching. I have a few clips actually I concocted together as well. Actually, let's just analyze the intro here. It's San Francisco. It's cool. It's trendy, and the clues to what the content of the show is hidden in the opening titles here. Let's have a little look at this. Paul Meshkel, thank you very much for the Fat 32 there. It's very, very kind of you. I hope you're getting on well there, Paul Meshkel. Very, very dancey. Computer. Cybersmith. Now, I looked this up. Cybersmith is the name of the cafe where they filmed this fucking thing. And it was a top-of-the-art, state-of-the-range internet cafe which had cool cuisine, compete with the best. So it was aimed at the up-and-comers who wanted to power lunch away with their laptops and notebooks. They wanted to hop on a trolley cart, go downtown over the Golden Gate Bridge, and then head right down to fucking Cybersmith, and then whip out the laptop and start powering the cyber world right into next Tuesday, weekday, fortnight. And this is all shot on location. So it's Chafé's Net Cafe, and that's someone there. I don't know whether or not they're an extra or they are someone that they roped into on the day. Probably a runner on the show or someone who works on the show. There's look at the carpentry that went into making the housing for these beige monstrosity PC monitors and everything like that. And then check out the Macintosh graphic design. You've got a Macintosh window which has the stuff in it, and then Chafé cyber privacy, virtual doctor, online jobs. Thank you very much there, Robbie, for the tip. I hope you're getting on well there, Robbie. Thanks very much. Virtual doctor, cyber Hollywood, online jobs, Chafé's Net Cafe, cool. What does that say? Cool homo pegas. Web science, commerce, online. What's this? Cool homo pegas. Cool homo pegas. Voyeurism online, cyber chat, virtual zoo, commerce, kids, safe kids, cyber chat, online shopping, web radio, sex online. It's funny how, look, they haven't even, Safe Kids hasn't even faded out before they've put sex online just above it. It's quite disconcerting. And I wonder, was this done on a very tight budget and turnaround? We don't know. Maybe we will never know. Cyber news. Money on the web. What's this guy swiping a fucking... He's got a credit card machine built into his PC. Now, I seen an advert for this the other day. I'm going to move this around so I can see the fucking camera and see what's...
Take your clothes off, Chip.
I don't, take off my clothes on request because it's not a service I'm providing.
Right. Thanks a lot, Chip.
Sure thing.
Thanks very much for that tip, Chip. Chafé's Cyber Chafé, thank you very much there. So this is, I seen an advert the other day, and now banks are going to let people... Thank you very much, Chafé Cyber, and Jimmy Big Nuts. Thank you very much, Jimmy Big Nuts. I seen an advert there the other day that now people are going to carry around these little yokes that allow you... Do you know when you go to the shop to buy stuff, you just tap your card or your phone? Now people are going to have them in their fucking bags and stuff like that. You can do that. And I can't remember anything like this happening, where someone just has a swipe on the side of their PC. Pineapple, thank you very much for your tip there. That's Chip there, in case you're wondering what the hell that clip is. That's a clip of our good friend Chip from the last day. I'll just show you that there, if we can put that up on the screen there. Let's have a look there. Chip. We got that.
Is Chip your real name, by the way, or is that a persona for the website?
No, now it's my real name.
Take your clothes off, Chip.
I don't, take off my clothes on request because it's not a service I'm providing.
Right. Thanks a lot, Chip.
Sure thing.
And a bit of our good friend Schindler's List at the end there. Now, let's carry on with the proceedings here. So this is money on the web. Let me see this now. We press play on that.
This week at the internet cafe, Voyeurism Online. This is a website called homecams.com, your guide to sites where people are using webcams to let you peek in on their day.
Yeah, we've seen this actually. We've seen this. There's no need to look at this now. But again, there's a shot of New York there. Thank you very much there. Cyberspace missionary. I hope you're getting on well and that life is treating you well. We've got a shot there of New York in the background. And I think he's trying to just give you even though everything else there is in San Francisco or Palo Alto. Cybersmith, I did the research there. Palo Alto is where Cybersmith Cafe was. And this is shot in 1998. Interestingly enough, Cybersmith went bust the following year. It went out of biz. Which is strange because looking at it there, it looks like it was a leader in this kind of new cyberdyne industries view of the world. Web science, voyeurism online, e-commerce, virtual zoo, cyber chat, safe kids, online shopping, sex online, cyber news, money on the web, internet.
This weekend,
it's got a lovely kind of Streets of Rage style thing going on there
Internet
as well.
Cafe, Voyeurism Online.
And
This is a
Seam
website
of the
called
Sack, thank you very much for that
your
there.
guide to sites where people are using webcams to let you peek in on their day-to-day lives. One of these people is Christine. She runs the Housewife Cam.
Thanks very much there, Seam of the Sack.
You can follow her around day and night. If you want to see the best of home cam shots, go to this website, an archive of memorable moments from various live cam locations. This is Chip of Chip Cam. He decided the chat rooms were kind of boring.
Yeah, so we saw this guy. This is Chip Cam. His name isn't Chip Cam, but his name is Chip. And it wasn't Chip, interestingly enough, to begin with. But he had his name changed by Deed Poll to Chip. And this is the twisted woman here. She's not twisted herself, but she did have this kind of like weird little moment where she kept on saying, twisted! Or she said it once anyway. We looped it over
Twisted!
100 times. And I wonder if we could just loop that one there just to give you a glimpse of what was going on in the last...
Twisted!
There we go.
Twisted! 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 Twisted!
So we've got that as well. If you missed it, then you weren't really there, were you? You should have been there.
Twisted!
I mean, I could actually be happy enough myself just playing that for an hour or watching that. Thanks very much there, Steam of the Sack, Cyberspace Missionary, Pineapple, Shafay Cyber, Shafay, Jimmy Big Nuts, Robbie and Paul Meskel. I'm trying to keep on top of all this stuff here, but anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
A little bit different. It's not a traditional webcam. It's not the weather outside or something that a company has put out. But these are people in their house having cameras on.
And Cops Take Drugs, thank you very much there. Cops Take Drugs. Just wanted to actually ask before we went on. It's funny enough, since the last day was happening, there was a development, I believe. I saw an advert for this on Channel 4. I'm not sure if you saw it yourself. Let's have a little look there and see.
Twisted!
Dispatches unwraps the story behind...
People getting undressed, going to the bathroom.
Twisted!
Dispatches investigates Monday at 8.
There it is, Web of Darkness on Dispatches on Channel 4. It looks like it's going to be a real crackerjack. I would definitely tune into that if you've got Channel 4 anyway. But it's an interesting look at the way things are going on.
The story behind...
People getting undressed, going to the bathroom.
Twisted!
Dispatches investigates Monday at 8.
And plenty more of that when we get it, and believe you me, we do get it often and hard. Walnut Chip, thank you very much, and Censorship, thank you very much for that. Hopefully we're not being censored here. You won't censor me now, Pat. You've censored me too many times.
Monday at 8 on 4.
And thank you very much there for the tip there, Censorship. Let's have a look here now.
Not as exciting, in my opinion, as like TV or some of the movies or something. What is going on here that people are?
We've seen this already. This was an absolute cracker-jacker lula of a person. His name was Steve Boose or something, or Boose. And I think we might have a little clip of him with some crazy music from the last day as well. Let me just see if we've the Boose man. No, that's your man. We don't have... Yeah, there we go. We might have something here.
Take off my clothes on request because it's not a service I'm providing.
Is Chip your real?
That's a lovely bit of flashy Boose there, flashy Boose. Charles Bob, thank you very much for your tip there. On a scale of 1 to 24, how much do you hate Kerry? Don't hate them at all. Thanks very much there for the tip there.
Actually, in some ways, it's even more exciting than TV.
So
I
I'm
heard,
missing.
George
I heard
the
a lot of
Nose
comments from people
Boose.
that it's better than TV because
Really?
it's real.
Okay.
Because
We'll move on there at pace. Grid Rain 741, thank you very much. So we got past this. We saw webcams, the innovation, the new thing that was doing the rounds on the internet was people setting up a webcam, much like the one that you're watching on now, but probably not as dynamic in that they didn't really have any clips lined up or anything like that, and they were just sitting around doing fuck all. This guy is Chip, changed his name to Chip. We don't actually know his real first name. But anyway, he's the creator of Chip Cam and a bunch of diaries, which some of the web sleuth viewers of ours, thank you very much, Grieving Mole and Grid Rain 741 and Charles Bob, some of our web sleuth viewers the last day got onto this, because I was looking at this little Chip Diaries moment here, which we can see just here on the screen. I was trying to zoom in and read, and as you can see, the text becomes very pixelated. You can't really read it. And then our eagle-eyed viewers went and found and tracked down the location of the diary, because I put in the fucking chipbraindump.com. It got nothing back. Then they went on this thing called the Wayback Machine, which has cached a load of fucking internet sites, and they found it. We read some of that, and we'll be reading some of that later as well. Moving on from the Chip Cam scenario.
Create a pledge.
Let's move on from that. Sorry about this. Just skip right through this here. Oh yeah, this was a moment I thought was pretty funny. Was Shafee's transition away from Chip, moving into another interview with a webcam woman who was known as the housewife, and it's a woman who has just put webcams around her house, even though her husband doesn't like it. And Shafee is very intrigued about this and keeps on asking about the sexual nature of it all as well. We might just have another little look at that.
Somebody else is doing a similar thing, so thanks a lot, Chip.
Sure thing.
And this is another webcam personality, Christine, also known as Housewife.
A lovely, laissez-faire, a real jelly pelt, thank you very much. A really nice, relaxed kind of vibe in this cybersmith location that they shot this in. And he's just moving around as Shafee. He's sitting down. He's just drifting around the place. And it's not like a static, Computer Chronicles set that we've become to know. We've come to know and love
that's
from
what you're famous for. You've had
earlier days.
what I think like 10,000 hits a day. I had heard when you had your setup.
Yes, that's up to 10,000, sometimes 15,000 hits a day.
Why? What is so interesting about watching you at home?
That's a good question. I think it's just the ability to view somebody's life, to be a part of somebody's life, to just see what they do
Can you hear that? Is that okay?
in a day and what their daily life is like. And
Was that your? I mean, what was your idea behind creating Housewife Cam?
actually, it happened last
Volume
summer.
is low. Sorry about that, guys. Let me just quickly there. We fucking pop out of that. Make sure that's cranked up. What about this here? What about this? We go down here now and see this. Nice multi-output device like that. Now, what about this?
Husband and I were just
Messing
throwing
around.
ideas around, and we had been on See You, See Me for quite a
Uh-huh.
while, and like the whole camera aspect.
Holy shit! Should have done this beforehand. I thought I did do it. I thought it was all grand, but obviously not. Multi-output device. There we go. Shafee Schlide, thank you very much. It really was a lovely little slide that he did in that thing. I'm glad that some people are picking up on that as well.
Webcam software, and before you know it, I've got my own page. So
Is there? Let me ask you this. Is there a kind of sexual connotation to it? I mean, you're a very
Mad
attractive
into
woman,
this
and we know there's a lot
question
of sort of
line of questioning
sex
is Shafi. It's a
underlying,
sexual
it's not more specific, but a lot of
underlined thing.
The webcam stuff. Is part of it just there's a good-looking lady who walks around sometimes with not too much clothes on?
I would imagine that's a big part of it. But yeah, I think it's not as intimidating to people when they can view you on screen and they don't have to worry about making conversation with you or...
But how about from your side? I mean, if you go to your site, I mean, there's shots of you there sort of topless at the keyboard or hanging around in, you know, small clothing.
Well, usually...
Is that sort of, is there an exhibitionist
Small
side to why you
clothing.
do it?
I have no problems with showing
Charlito,
myself
thank you
off,
very much.
And, generally, I'm sitting there answering emails to people who are emailing.
So you're just working as you might normally,
Yeah,
just hot in the
sitting there.
house.
Crazy
That's
bits of
right.
business going on as well. I mean, who is this? Is this the husband? It was never really revealed who this chap was, but he's got a dense, thick thatch atop the crown, and I don't know if that's an office or what. There's the webcam there anyway. Some disconcerting messages on top of the thing there. This certainly isn't an innocent venture in the slightest. And then what's he doing there? As we've got a mirror on the back, we can see... oh, sorry about that. Let me see. Okay. We've got a mirror at the back there, and we can just see a printer. But I don't know what he's at there. He's just sitting down. We don't know where's the cue ball going there. We don't know.
Reading news groups, whatever's happening. And
But I mean, you've got, I know when you go to your homepage.
Charlito, thank you very much. And Moist Mars, thank you very much.
Bedroom cam, I think, which starts to suggest, well, there's what's going on this website.
unfortunately, bedroom
What's going on? And Stuart knows well what's going on. That's the thing about Stu here.
cam's not up yet. We're still working on that one. But I do plan on eventually expanding it into that. And unfortunately, my husband doesn't want any part of it, so it'll have to be mainly when he's not there.
Well, I wanted to ask you about that because I know you say somewhere on your website, well, your husband is like really not too thrilled with what you're doing there. Is that just because he doesn't like you walking around in the underwear or whatever?
I don't think it's so much that. I just,
Or whatever.
I think he thinks
that the
it may
underwear
take too
or
much
whatever?
of my time, or somebody
It's
may...
a dumb hobby.
Cook's Thatch Bar, thank you very much.
Yeah, somebody may get a weird idea in their head, or who knows, but...
But I mean, your husband's a techie type guy, right?
Yes, he is. He helped me.
Love that little, he's just mining the information there. Just that little, look at that little, right? Techie type guy, right?
He is. He
Nathan Havco says Stu is trying to undermine the marriage, but I mean, is she not doing that herself of her own volition? I don't think there's anything necessary, but Stu's just, he's got a cauldron there, he's just stirring the pot inside it. He's, you know, techie like guy like me, isn't it all right?
helped me with the whole thing, so...
What kind of feedback have you gotten at all? I mean, do people try to find you, meet you, get involved in some way?
The feedback I've gotten is very positive. It's people are just very interested in it, and they're very interested in my life, what I do on a daily basis.
Look at Stu here. He's really a charmer, a real snake charmer. Mark, formerly Small Clothes, thank you very much. You can see the smile on Stu's face here. I don't know if I might have to zoom in for it, but you can see the grin begins to form when she's talking, and then keep your eye on the hand gestures here. Some very interesting things going on down south there.
I've gotten is very positive. It's people are just very interested in it, and they're very interested in my life, what I do on a daily basis, what I'm thinking.
And has it changed what you do on a daily basis, or how you think?
No, it doesn't. I know I used to get up in the morning and go on there with my cup of coffee and my hair back and no makeup.
Well, I recognize you here in Cybersmith, so...
I guess
in Cybersmith, so...
I'm not
change
too
your life
different.
somehow. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
There's that again, a lovely bit of small talk at the end there.
Coffee and my hair back and no makeup.
Well,
so
I recognize you here in Cybersmith, so
I guess
must
I'm
have
not
changed
too
your life
different.
somehow. Thanks so much.
Change your life somehow. Thank you very much, there, shite guys.
Unwraps the story
Like people getting undressed, you know, in the bathroom.
Twisted.
Sorry there. Just have to get the banana going here.
Is Chip your real name, by the way, or is that a persona for the website?
No, now it's my real name.
Take your clothes off, Chip.
I don't, take off my clothes on request because it's not a service I'm providing.
Right,
It's-
right. Thanks a lot, Chip.
Sure thing.
Stu's Denim Charm, thank you very much. So this is where we left it the last day. Would you believe it took us 2.5 hours? Was that maybe did it take 2.5 hours to dissect 15 minutes of this? I'm not sure. Let's just keep going anyway. I'm really excited to find out Miss Withers' presentational style. Who is Miss Withers? Miss Withers, you ask? Well, I'll have to show you. It's this lass.
Twisted, 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 twisted.
How much?
Thank you.
Twisted,
Cash cam.
twisted, twisted, twisted.
There she is again. Conway Twitty, thank you very much. Hello, darling. Pleased to meet you. It's been a long time. You're still as lovely. Look at the state of that cat. It's a right mess. It's an old looking cat, though. But it's scary enough looking. Geography Jill, thank you very much. I hope you're getting on well. Are you fucking serious here? Sorry, we just had a tip here from Geography Jill who said, according to the Wikipedia, Shafee has a son named Chip who appeared on his show to discuss web chicks. The plot thickens. Actually, I think that is bollocks, because people might be editing Wikipedia articles there as a laugh, and so you might have been duped. Don't believe everything you read on Wikipedia, because like people just edit the articles willy-nilly. And should they tell you that? And if you're doing an academic fucking dissertation or like that, you're not allowed to quote Wikipedia because it's not right. It's not legit, is it? Thank you very much. Banana strings are delicious. And Barry Garlow as well. I hope you're getting on well. Can you see a revival of the Tech Magazine show format? Who would be the ideal host? Look, I would. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring, even though I'm not wearing a hat at the moment, and I amn't professionally trained in the art of presentation. I would love to get a show of this caliber going, but you know, it's a big production. You need a lot of hands on deck. You need to be in the heart of the action. You need to be in fucking Silicon Valley, and that's just it's too far away. Like, you know, I like Mayo, but the unfortunate thing there is no tech hub here. But look, I'm enjoying looking at this show anyway. And if it was not me, anyways, who would you like to see doing it? Fuck, I don't know. It's a good question. I'm stumped. I have to think about it. But let's have a look at this anyway.
Chris, what exactly is a webcam archivist?
Chipperbait, thank you very much. And Barry Garlow, thank you very much as well. Now here she is, Jane Twisted Withers. And I'm glad that she is with us now to fucking do the rest of the show and present this little Lincolnstein. What's gonna happen? I was considering watching the rest of the show in preparation for the stream, but I thought, fuck it. It could be funny if I just see it fresh, with fresh eyes, the same way it was the other night as well.
Somebody who collects...
Smooth shot, thank you very much. That sounded like you just said someone who collects shit. And what a freeze frame to start on as well. It's a beautiful scenario. There's a lot of joy. Right.
Chris, what exactly is a webcam archivist?
Somebody who collects images from a webcam and categorizes them for people to view at a later time.
Is this like a new...
What an amazing top that is as well. It's a crazy, crazy scenario. A lovely bit of weavery. And it's a kind of... He definitely has a lot of Terry Pratchett novels in the attic, I'd say. And he definitely likes dungeon crawler games and that kind of shenanigans as well. It's a plain white tee underneath, larger than large, and it's a cyber mullet and a lovely goatee section there on the face as well. The Angel of the Lanes, thank you very much there. And a clone named Gibso as well, thank you very much.
Industry
webcam.
exactly is a webcam archivist?
Somebody who collects images from a webcam and categorizes them for people to view at a later time.
Is this like a new industry, or is there more than just one of you out there?
There's lots of people who are doing archives. Anna, I think, probably has about 10 different people who are doing archives. Some of them just...
Love this kind of stuff here. Where's this camera guy getting this shot? Is he on a balcony or something? Because then you have another guy as well. These are broadcast quality fucking heavy rigs. Brian Coney, thank you very much. Heavy rig cameras, like, you know.
Simply collect the images and store them on the system.
SDI cables, the whole shebang.
Some of them do like me and break them up so that you can view them in a little bit more organized manner.
So I think it's important to say that you're basically archiving and...
What the fuck is that? This is a webcam of someone, is it? I didn't go to sleep until 10 a.m. Was playing with Paint Shop Pro. So I'll be sleeping all day again. She looks dead. I hope she woke up.
Anna Vogue's website, and Anna's on in front of her webcam.
Wow.
7 days a week.
Little enhancement there.
24 hours a day.
Absolutely.
And now, how exactly are you archiving Anna?
I've got a camera or a computer that's capturing images 24 hours a day.
Ming Flanagan, thank you very much.
Saving them off the hard disk. I then go through those and kind of filter through them, pull out the important stuff and get rid of the rest of it and put it on.
So you have like basically a little story that you can see.
What's the archive in here? Dungeon Archivist, thank you very much. What's the archive about? I didn't get that bit. He's a web archivist. He's a webcam archivist, is he?
What Anna's day was.
He's just saving videos of women sleeping on a hard drive out in the open. It's like this was the Wild West of the internet, and now he's on TV talking about it in an interview like it's just a normal everyday thing.
Like, now, help me understand this. What kind of people are going to this website? I mean, why?
There's only one word for it, and it's this.
Twisted, 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 twisted,
and,
twisted,
Buck Mulligan,
twisted.
Thank you very much, Buck Mulligan, for the tip there. I hope you're getting on well. And Hot Webcam Archivist.
Primarily, I think voyeurs go originally. You know, they're out looking for people, looking for naked women online.
Yeah.
And
you heard it.
You know,
you heard it here first, folks. Tonight at 9 on Dispatches.
They're out looking for people, looking for naked women online.
Yeah.
And Anna happens to be on many sites that collect links to these sites.
What? And look at this here. Look. Tech girls. Yeah. Do you want to come round tonight, lads? I've downloaded fucking Tech Girls off Pirate Bay. We need to run a fucking virtual machine to run it, though. Doesn't work on Windows 10. Tried it. Tried it.
And so they end up there.
So what's Anna all about? Is this a sex site?
Absolutely not. No, Anna's about all kinds of things, a lot of paradoxical things.
How so?
You know, she says her site's not about sex, but there's certainly a bunch of nudity, and there's actually been sex on the site.
Well, if she's on 24... Twisted, 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 twisted.
Anaconda G, thank you very much for the 420. And Twisted Metal, thank you very much as well. And Buck Mulligan, who says he basically looks like every hack from CSI Las Vegas, this fella.
4 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's a whole bunch of things, not just sex, that are
life,
happening on there, too. So now what do you think prompts Anna to do this?
Paddy Bob, thank you very much. And Tasty Hash and Twisted Metal was in Mayo for the week on holidays with not a screed of internet or data. Did you finish Resident Evil Village FC? No, we haven't finished it. I was even looking forward to playing it. I was going to play it today. But I thought, fuck it, we'll just leave it for a day and then play the Computer Chronicles or the Net Cafe one today.
Partially that she's a bit of an exhibitionist. Part of it, I think that she's a performer.
What's this here? Look, I'm interested in these little bits in the background here.
Monday at 8 on 4. Dispatches unwraps the story behind...
People getting undressed, you know, going to the bathroom.
I love the little stings now when a tip comes in. Sometimes I get this Dispatches one that is just Stu going, watching people undress in the bathroom. Twisted. Okay, right. I have a life, it says on that fucking t-shirt. I need not have a life when something darn close. Or fuck, I don't know.
Performer. She enjoys performing.
So she does do performances,
Crazy bit of business.
actually.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, is it every day
Absolutely.
or is it?
No.
I wonder where she is now and what she's at. And we don't even... Did we get a name on this, guys? Because you guys are the other part... There's two parts of this fucking stream. As I found out with the Chip Chronicles the last day. I'm presenting this stuff here to you. I'm showing it to you. And then it's like yin and yang. And you're going out there and fucking yanging the stuff and bringing it back. And it happened with the Stockhammer Chronicles. It happened with the Chip Diaries, and it's even happened with Netcafe Show. I would have never have found this had it not been for Tobes really hammering it home, making sure I seen it. It took you a few goals there, Tobes, to make me fucking put it on. And I was putting it on the back burner, but I'm glad that it's been pushed to the front now. So
When she feels like it, when she's motivated, when she's inspired.
And she is actually a musician as well. I mean,
Cactus Rider, thank you very much. I hope you're getting on well.
Absolutely. She's
not
got,
just
she
in
got
front of a webcam.
a new record coming out beginning of the year with Radioactive Records. I think they're a subsidy of Sony.
So how did
Some great graphics there, early, late 90s graphics, real player kind of vibes. And what the hell is this? An audio active player. And look at some of the rubbish titles of the tracks that are there. Anna Voog, Big Audio Dynamite, Black Grape, which is actually the name of a band, Dig, Elysian Fields, and Fatima Mansions. Would you believe there's one called Fatima Mansions down there? So that's something.
Beginning of the year with Radioactive Records. I think they're a subsidy of Sony.
So how did you get linked up with Anna?
I was on a site.
Anna, her name's Anna. Early webcam, late 90s, early webcam girl kind of vibe.
That was all about webcams, and she showed up one day and was talking about the webcam that she was going to start in about a month or so. And she pointed a couple of us off to her Radioactive site where they have a record and stuff about her, and we clicked.
Whenever I watch it, defaults your streams to 144p. Now that's real player vibes. Is everybody watching on 144p? I hope not. Can you tell me if you're watching on 144p, everyone, or if it's okay if it's... Alright, good stuff, thank you.
Rest is history.
Yeah, so...
Great stuff.
So now tell me...
Not that it
you
even
spend a lot
matters that it's 1080p, because we're watching a 480p video, so...
time behind the computer, as it were, or behind the camera. Are you going to do the same thing? Are you going to get in front of the camera and track your life?
I'd like to know my life. I have a studio at home, and I'd like to do the studio cam when I'm playing music. You know, turn it on, have people see what I'm doing.
But
140 fucking p automatically when viewing on a phone. Oh, that's in your settings, is it? I believe maybe automatically it might go to a 144p scenario there. Hold on a moment there. Maybe because I cranked up the fucking output bitrate for the Resident Evil, I need to crank it back down again for this. So give us a moment there now, and let's see. We'll go back to 3500. Maybe that'll do it. I've cranked down the bit rate anyway. If that has any effect, I don't know if that's going to have any effect, but anyway, fuck it.
just when you're playing your music?
Yeah, I have a full-time job during the day too, so I guess that might be interesting to watch me sit in front of a computer all day.
No, that's okay. Unless you're doing some really interesting things.
Yeah.
But so tell me, what's the future?
There's a bit of awkwardness there, was there?
Track your life?
I'd like to know my life. I have a
Tell me, you spend a lot of time behind the computer, as it were, or behind the camera. Are you going to do the same thing? Are you going to get in front of the camera and track your life?
I'd like to know my life. I have a studio at home, and I'd like to do the studio cam when I'm playing music. You know, turn it on, have people see what I'm doing.
But just when you're playing your music?
Yeah, I have a full-time job during the day too, so I guess that might be interesting to watch me sit in front of a computer all day.
No, that's okay. Unless you're doing some really interesting things.
Yeah.
But so tell me, what's the future? I mean, is everybody going to have a webcam at home and be online? And
I think.
I love the oblique angles, which were a staple of late 90s MTV generation kind of... sorry, we've got a twisted clip come through. Put me off there. It's
Twisted.
There it is.
Twisted. 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 Twisted.
I think I'm going to change that, actually, because it gets a bit annoying after a while. But these things were everywhere. They were on Channel 4, The Word. Anything that was a bit trendy or kind of out there, they had this kind of stuff going on as well. But they've stopped doing it now, have they? I haven't seen any camera angles like this being used in TV shows.
More and more people are going to be broadcasting video over the web as we get higher and higher bandwidth
But
out
at
of our
home,
homes.
showing your life? Is this what it's all about?
Possibly.
The World Wide Web in a new dimension.
Yeah. I've actually been working on another site that's kind of like a TV station format of webcams. So you take the various cams and you give everybody a slot during the day. Here's your hour, here's your hour.
Wow,
People
look
can
at
do
this.
Performance.
Chris Roberts, Sound Shaman Celestial Spec. Chris Roberts, Sound Shaman Celestial Spec. This page will contain a few of my favorite things, it says.
Everybody a slot during the day. Here's your hour, here's your hour. And then people
Let's have a little look at this. Look at these websites. If I was to make a website now, I would like to make it like one of these kind of really early looking websites that's just fucking terrible to look at, just to annoy people. Welcome to the homepage of Chris Roberts. Chris Roberts has page will contain a few of my favorite things. It will contain... It's like something you'd make in HTML programming class when you're doing a course. It will contain links to other things I find interesting. And friends, blah, blah, blah. And then Facebook and Bebo and all these other... MySpace came along and were like... People can't make websites, and when they can, they're shite. Why don't we make a tailor-made template for everybody so everyone has their own website? And thus, an extension of their own personality, a shop window front for their own personality online, which they can update all the time, and they themselves become a brand unto themselves. And then it's given way now to Instagram, hyper fast, fucking... Imaginationsville. I'm trying to get across something here that I don't have the vocabulary to fucking to speak about, but I think you know what I'm talking about. I may not be logical, but I think I know what I'm talking about. Vulcan Raven, thank you very much, and clone name Gibso.
do performance, and you don't go and just watch somebody 24 hours a day.
So that's a whole different experience.
But you
Boggle. And look at this quick cam. Was that a webcam manual, or was that a webcam in a box?
actually see various people on webcams doing various different things.
Sounds pretty interesting, Chris.
Yeah.
Didn't sound interesting whatsoever, and that hard cut was like a piss take. It was almost as if they were like, that wasn't interesting.
Very.
Listen to this again.
And you don't.
We've seen it. We know it isn't interesting. Then listen to the hard cyber blast cut that they throw in there. A real FU to Chris there. And thank you very much, Chris McBee, for the tip. And Vulcan Raven, who is giant and shaven.
Go and just watch somebody 24 hours a day.
So that's a whole different experience.
But you'd actually see various people on webcams doing various different things.
Sounds pretty interesting, Chris.
Yeah.
The Webb Way Station, live NASA cams, and mission displays from Kennedy Space Center. Page automatically reloads every 4 minutes. It's easy to back up your stream, says Fionn in the chat. And I've seen your text there earlier on as well, Fionn. Sorry for not... I was too busy trying to fucking get this together. You said there in the chat, it's very easy to back up your streams. Thank you very much, Poontang Parade. Thank you very much. It's easy to back up your stream, says Fionn. JDownloader is free and it lets you DL the entire playlist. You'd fit all the streams on a 500 gig drive. If you want me to start uploading them for you as a backup, let me know. It's okay, Fionn. You've given me the information I need, and I will do with that information what I will and can. Yeah, JDownload is free. Maybe you work for JDownload. Maybe you invented JDownloader though, Fionn, you know? Maybe there's something dodge going on there. Maybe I'll be using JDownloader and you'll be able to hack into my computer or something. Yeah, and now you've just said I don't, ha 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 ha, in the chat. Look, it's like you're in denial now, is it, Fionn? Yeah, it could be, it's suspicious. It's suspicious, look. Yeah. Thanks, Fionn. Thank you. Anna update. Thank you very much. And Killbot. We've got an update on Anna. Anguish Panda. Thank you very much. Nice Net Cafe stream to watch before I'm back to work tomorrow for a week off. That's nice. That's the tip there in the Bob Dylan slap. On the 30th of July, Anna had her first child, which was conceived and birthed on cam. Crazy bit of business. That's fucking nuts. That is nuts. I wonder if that's up there. I tell you who would definitely have access to that footage. This lad here, Chris McBee. Chris Roberts, sorry, not Chris McBee. Chris McBee is the guy who tipped us there. Sorry about that, Chris McBee. I just sullied your name there as someone who has hard drives full of webcam women. But this guy here who archived the stuff definitely has that footage. I wonder would he sell it? Not that I buy it. Andrew Considine, thank you very much. Are you selling the t-shirts? I'm not selling any t-shirts. I'm not selling any t-shirts. What do you think this is? A t-shirt shop? It's a YouTube channel. Thank you very much for the tip. And Smoothshot95, thank you very much. And Killbot. Let's keep going here, guys.
Sounds pretty interesting, Chris.
Yeah. Here at Cybersmith tonight is
what a lovely little cut into Shafee's face that was. It was a hard scratch cut into Shafee's face, and he was ready for the taking, so to speak. And there is the Bob Dylan slap, signifying a tip donation from Heron. Thank you very much there, Heron. I hope you're getting on well. I've always liked your streaming on YouTube. I really don't like to watch Twitch's site at all. But would it not be easier to just Twitch instead because of all the copyright reasons? I don't really know. And you say that, I'm quoting you, but I actually don't really know as well, you know? So it's, I really don't know. I don't know. But let's keep going with this. And thank you very much for the tip. And look at this.
Here.
Don't wave at anybody. Thank you very much.
People getting undressed, you know, in the bathroom.
Twisted.
Look at this here. Look at that.
Here at Cybersmith tonight is Larry Maggots, indicated.
Larry Maggots is after you. This stream was meant to be honest. Larry. Bob Dylan, wind up schlap nice, thank you very much. And Crazy Prices Lucan, thank you very much.
Francis Higgins is made possible in part by Hewlett-Packard, working with industry leaders to ensure compatibility across the board and across the network. HP PCs, you're looking at...
Whoa. Larry Maggots is coming right up. The world is just going... Bob Dylan, nice slap, thank you very much. Let's have a look at this.
Here at Cybersmith tonight is Larry Maggots, syndicated columnist with the LA Times, contributing editor to Home PC. We're going to kind of take advantage of your being here, Larry, and pick your brain a bit. In this show, we're...
We might just have a quick blast of one of the upcoming Dispatches episodes, which is coming up there on Channel 4, Visual Memory Unit. Thank you very much for that. I hope you're getting on well. This is another one of the Dispatches episodes. Viewer discretion advised. That actually wasn't. That was John Virgo, an image of John Virgo. Sorry about that. That was the not the fucking clip I was hoping to put on there. Sorry about that. That's a great one as well. And West Side is best side, thank you very much. Only thing missing here is the odd MSN bleep in the background for some serious authenticity. Look, let's just keep going and see what this Larry Maggot guy looks like.
Doing on voyeurism tonight. A lot of parents watch this and saying, oh my goodness, my kids might be looking at some of this stuff that may not be appropriate, there may be nudities.
Larry Maggots, ladies and gentlemen. Larry Maggots.
Is Chip your real name, by the way, or is that a persona for the website?
No, now it's my real name.
Take your clothes off.
Thank you very much there, Barry Fruitfly. Thank you very much.
Sexual content. You're a parent. Is there some simple advice how to manage your kids and keep them from these kinds of sites?
Well, I don't know fully how to manage kids. If I did, I'd be a...
Oh, it's Maggot. I thought it sounded like he said maggots. Larry Maggots is here. Larry Maggot is here. Larry Maggots is here.
A world-renowned expert. But I do know you have to talk...
Gibso says Larry is a mad Slipknot fan. And Coffee Eater says he looks like someone who watches cams. And sure, aren't you watching a cam now? You're watching a cam on I'm camming. A twin cam. That's when there's two of me. Two of the Francis Higgins scene. And I'll show you that. I'll give you a taste of the twin cam lifestyle right now if you want. Let's see what we can do here with a twin cam scenario, guys, where it's going to get very, very interesting. Here we go. Twin cam me. Maybe two of me. That'll do. Trippy enough.
Talk to them to begin with, and you really have to instill in them a certain amount of judgment. If that doesn't work, if you really feel your kids are going to go and do something dangerous, then you do have the option of installing filters, basically software that will prevent them from going to
what
certain
are some
kinds.
Examples?
Net Nanny, Surfwatch, Cyber Patrol are three of the better known
how do
products.
they work?
What they do is they have hidden lists of basically bad sites that are sexually explicit, perhaps racist, violent, that you feel are inappropriate.
Larry,
and they prevent your kid from going
Larry,
there.
thank you
Now,
very
it's
much,
important
Larry,
that
and
you
Larry
configure them.
Maggots.
Don't just install it and go with the defaults. You have to look.
You can set the parameters.
Absolutely. You can decide what it is that you need to filter out for your kids. The other thing that they do is that they actually prevent, or can be configured, to prevent the kid from typing something that might get them into trouble, like their name, like their home address, their phone number, where their parents work. So they're not, don't just filter out what comes into the computer, they can actually filter out what the kid can put out.
And do they really work?
They work, however, there are a couple of caveats. Number
Quickly.
one, they're not perfect. There are sites that will get in, and two, they may block things that you might want your kids to use.
Larry, thanks a lot.
My pleasure.
You know, there's a lot
Sorry,
of people...
I missed that one. I
want your kids to use.
Larry, thanks a lot.
My pleasure.
You know, there's a lot of people with a lot of cams out there for a whole bunch of different reasons. Now, what...
Hang on, what's quickly? What's quickly? What's everyone saying quickly for?
You two to get a lot of cams...
Kids to use.
Larry, thanks a lot.
My pleasure. There are sites that will get in, and two, they may block things that you might want your kids to use.
Larry, thanks a lot.
My pleasure. And two, there are a couple of caveats. They get a phone number where they're the kid from typing.
Does he rush him? Does Shafee rush him by saying quickly?
Something that
Parameters.
absolutely that you configure them. Don't just install it and go with the defaults. You have to look.
You can set the parameters.
Absolutely. You can decide what it is that you need to filter out for your kids. The other thing that they do is that they actually prevent, or can be configured to prevent the kid from typing something that might get them into trouble, like their name, like their home address, their phone number, where their parents work. So they're not, don't just filter out what comes into the computer, they can actually filter out what the kid can put out.
And do they really work?
They work, however, there are a couple of caveats. Number
Quickly.
one, they're not perfect. There are sites that will get in and...
Twisted! 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 Twisted!
Dispatches unwraps the story behind...
People getting undressed, you know, going to the bathroom.
Twisted!
Dispatches investigates, Monday at 8 on 4.
Paul Schindler.
A Dispatch's undercover investigation.
Monday at 8 on 4.
Paul Schindler.
Where's the cue ball going? Where's the cue ball going?
Is Chip your
Sorry
real name,
there.
or is that a persona
Just
for the website?
No, now it's my real name.
anyone of who might have been dyslexic or anyone who's epileptic. Sorry about that. We didn't know. I forgot there was going to be flashes. I wonder if there's a bit of dyslexia going on there because I said dyslexic instead of epileptic.
Two, they may block a couple of caveats.
Okay, quickly. Okay, quickly.
Number
Quickly.
one, they're not perfect.
And do they really work?
They work, however, there are a couple of caveats. Number
Quickly.
one, they're not perfect. There are sites that will get in, and two, they may block things that you might want your kids to use.
Larry, thanks a lot.
My pleasure.
Look at his face, the smile. Censorship. Thank you very much, censorship. Larry in your Jack's cam, thank you very much. Larry in the hedge, thank you very much. And Larry Maggots, Tash and Barry Fruitfly, thank you very much. And Westside, the best side. The best side. Thank you very much.
You know, there's a lot of people with a lot of cams out there for a whole bunch of different reasons. Now,
Twisted.
what brought you two together to do Dave and Liz's cam? What's that all
Twisted.
Basically family.
Top button done up to the nines. He's got a top button collar. It's not even a collar. It's just a shirt cuff. He's got a shirt cuff. And she's got a real nice jumper. They're living in LA together. It's a crazy bit of business. You know me. It's Liz Dillard, Liz and Dave Dillards, the Dillards. The Dillards are coming round, honey. Honey, make sure the fridge is fully stocked. The Dillards are coming round. Make sure you've got a jumper for Dave. You know he only wears shirt. He only ever wears shirt when he's round. The funny thing about Dave is he'd never wear a jumper, but Liz is she's always in one. In the middle of fucking summer, in the LA heat, Palo Alto.
Far away.
Dave and Liz's cam. What's
The Dillards are after you.
that all about?
Basically family. Being so far away from family.
So
And
now,
friends.
now what's the setup? What have you got, Dave? How's it all
He's
set up?
so uncomfortable. He's very uncomfortable looking.
From family.
So
and
now,
friends.
now what's the setup? What have you got, Dave? How's it all set up? You're the techno guy behind the scenes.
Well, it's a
Setup. What have you got, Dave? How's it all set up? You're the techno guy behind the scenes.
Twisted. 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 Paul Schindler.
A dispatch's undercover.
The diddly ards, thank you very much, and censorship and Cromwell, thank you very much.
well, it's a Connectix quick.
Twisted. Twisted.
Sorry, I gotta turn that off. Fucking hell. Thanks very much, Cromwell, for the tip.
Cam utilize an iSpy capture software. And what it does is every 2 minutes from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific, it uploads an image to our website.
Absolute transhumanist, says Richard. This image is updated every 2 minutes from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific time when online, and it's Dave and Liz's gaff. And it's Monday, the January the 5th of 1998, and 12 past 6 Pacific time, and there is Liz Dillard sitting down at the table. Or is it them or is it their kids? I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? Why would you be fucking showing your family on a live cam to anyone?
So now basically you've got, now where's the cam? The cam's in the living room, right?
David Dillard's Angry Dick, thank you very much.
And in the living room,
So,
yes.
but it stays in the living room all the time. So it's living room activity. We're talking.
Look, the loading. Do you remember before the broadband days when you just see that for ages? Images updated every
Typically, we have extension cords. We can pick up and move the camera anywhere basically in the house we want to.
Now you've got a family, you've got 3 kids and yourselves that hang out in the living room, the TV's there and lots of other things going on. What prompted you to do this? I mean, what was the motivation behind having this?
Well, we've been involved with the online community for many years, for running a bulletin board.
It's the Dillard billiard room. The Dillard Steiner. The Dillard got a billiard ball table and is crafting a savage Dillard room. Dave Dillard, thank you very much. We look like we kept someone in our basement because we did, says Dave Dillard.
FidoNet. We finally got onto the web. This was a natural progression to say hi to friends, family, meet new people, and experiment.
So it's been kind of an
Wow.
interesting experience.
Look at this setup here. You've got a lovely little Deshkin for your laptop. You've got power outlets, Palo Alto power outlets there. You've got fucking sheets with information on them. And look at that big real estate room there. How did it go bust? Do you know, this was the vanguard of citizen netizenry of the late 90s. Lots of weird shit there. He plays WT his Dilliard. Thank you very much. Is that a face? Like, it looks like two eyes there, and then a nose, then a mouth, and then lots of software underneath. Like a very weird thing entirely. We don't know. Let's just keep going. And I read an article, as I said, this place went bust a year later.
Liz, let me ask you, what do the kids think?
What do the kids think? Sure, the kids don't have any say in it. You're using your families as content.
They like to get up and wave at the camera and talk.
So they get pretty engaged. They don't forget the cameras there.
No, not really.
Okay. Now, what do their friends think?
I tell you what they think.
Twisted, 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 twisted.
Steph, thank you very much.
Dispatches unwraps the story behind...
People getting undressed, going to the bathroom.
Twisted.
Dispatches investigates. Monday at 8 on 4.
Thanks very much, Steph.
Their friends think it's cool.
They're going right
interesting.
on. How about your girlfriend?
Doesn't sound very convincing,
No,
Liz. Liz does not sound convincing at all. She's struggling to come up with a convincing answer there. Clone name Gipso, thank you very much. And Steph as well.
Really?
Okay. Now, what do their friends think?
See this? Hanging in the air. The question was hanging. There's no answer for it. Because the friends don't think anything.
Their friends think it's cool.
They're going right
interesting.
on. How about your girlfriends? Now that's the next question. I mean, what about your friends and family? What do they think about you guys being online with this cam in your house?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I haven't heard any negative feedback. My stepmom gets online. She'll check to see if we're at home. Then she'll...
Thanks for the images. Look at this. We're mailing this. They're sending pictures of their family, is it? Out to fucking someone called Ball High at concentric.net. Thanks very much, Liz Loves. Ball High at concentric.net and greetings from cyberspace. Thanks for the images.
Send us an instant message, say, hi, I saw you, come chat with me. So...
That's a fucking soundboarder if ever we wanted one. There's one right there. Hi, I saw you, come chat with me.
Then she'll send us an instant message, say, hi, I saw you, come chat with me. So it's a way of letting family and friends know that we're okay.
So now, tell me a little bit about what your website looks like. You've got more than just the cam there, right?
Yes. We have a gallery of photos.
Please don't go back to Big Sur. Thank you very much there, Moon Pie. And Liz Loves. There's a lot of links being sent to me here, guys, but you got to understand, this is not Linkin Park. I can't be clicking every link that gets thrown my way, even though it's very... Tell you what, I'll review the links that get sent to me afterwards, because I want to keep this show on the road. Should we spend an hour and a half going over 10 minutes of the fucking stuff?
Photographs and artwork.
Ball Deep at Concentric. Thank you very much.
Every month we'll go in and change it out. Some months it'll be our son's artwork, our daughter's artwork, our pictures from trips. We also have an area that describes everyone in our family. We have a photograph of our daughters, photograph of our son, and of us saying, okay, this is who we are, and this is what we like to do.
Now that kind of...
That's another one for the soundboard, guys. This is who we are, and this is what we like to do. Hey, I saw you. Come chat with me.
leads me to the next...
Of us saying, okay, this is who we are, and this is what we like to do.
And I love these... aside from the oblique Dutch angles which have been utilised by the MTV Gen X cameramen, we also have a series of CCTV odd voyeuristic... Is this Voyeurism Online episode? Is this the only episode that has these angles? The creepy shots, creep shots I call them. And why do they do this? It is... a strange scenario entirely, and one which can be seen this week on this week's Dispatches if you tune into that there as well. Web of Darkness, the Dispatches there.
Dispatches unwraps the story
Like
behind...
people getting undressed, you know, and going to the bathroom.
Twisted.
Dispatches investigates, Monday at 8 on 4.
Paul Schindler.
A Dispatches undercover investigation.
Monday at 8 on 4.
Paul Schindler.
Where's the cue ball going? Where's the cue ball going?
Is Chip your real name, by the way, or is that a persona for the website?
No, now it's my real name. It was originally a nickname that got added to my name legally.
All right. And a lot of the sites have a sort of sexual connotation to take your clothes off, Chip.
Sure.
Housewife cam. Is there a kind of sexual connotation to it? I mean, you're a very attractive woman. A good-looking lady who walks around sometimes with not too much clothes on. There's shots of you there sort of topless at the keyboard or hanging around in, you know, small clothing.
Additional funding is provided by the Software Publishers Association, providers of educational materials to help manage software.
Welcome.
Paul Schindler.
Today, I'm Paul Schindler.
And there we go, back to this again. Sorry about that. It was a bit long, actually. I didn't realize that was just it. I thought that was the Dispatches clip, but it seems as though I have just exported the entire timeline of all the clips that I had. Thrills were class. Thank you very much there. I hope you're getting on well. Thank you very much for the tip and ball deep there at Concentric. Let's
That
keep
kind of
going.
leads me to the next obvious question. There's a lot of fear out there, especially
Yeah.
when it comes to kids getting online or getting into chat rooms and those types of things. But what you've
Weird.
now done is you've got this webcam in your house and your kids are there
Twisted.
and everything. Are you frightened that, you know, some crazy's going to be out there who's a voyeur and he's checking out things and, you know, hones in on your kids? Is that a fear of yours? Is it something you're concerned about?
Not really, because cyberspace has this air of anonymity. What it does is we don't go on and say, okay, this is who we are, this is where we live. We're just on the web, we're Dave and we're Liz, and we're out there. And
We're
people
Dave
come
and
in
we're
say hi to
Liz
us
and
or
we're
whatever.
out there.
But as far as fears, is someone coming and breaking into our house? Nah.
So it's pretty much friendly stuff. You get emails and stuff and they're all pretty positive responses to what's going on.
Sandra Joyce, thank you very much. Again, very, very kind of you, Sandra Joyce. Thank you very much. Not a very convincing comment there from the man about the likelihood of weirdos and dodgeballers looking in there and getting in touch. And then you can see the wife's face there. She really is not convinced here. She's been roped into this big time. I can tell she's been roped into this because that is a middle distance stare, if ever I seen one. The look of coercion. I'm not going to presume anything here, but I don't think this was her idea. This whole webcam. If you were to look at the pictures of the two people and just from Adam, just say which one of these two people set up webcams in their house to film their families. Was it suspect A? Or was it, let me see, we go here. Fuck. Or was it suspect B? And just to help you out with the selection process there, we will just put on a bit of background music just to help. It might go as far as just to help you with the selection, with your thinking, with the cognitive element of what you're doing there, you know.
And some people come in and say hi to us or whatever. But as far as fears, is someone coming and breaking into our house? Nah.
So it's pretty much friendly stuff.
Nah. Thank you very much there, Teddy and Dave and Zig. Thank you very much. And Dave, thank you very much for that as well. There's a funny little clip of him just saying nah there. It wasn't convincing.
Or whatever. But as far as fears, is someone coming and breaking into our house? Nah.
So it's pretty.
But people would, like, you're giving your location away in your house and all that. There could be fucking oddballs that want to come and rap on the window or fucking...
Pretty much friendly stuff. You get emails and stuff and they're all pretty positive.
In a country where they have guns and all that kind of stuff as well, I'd just be like, fuck that shit, man, you know?
Positive responses to what's going on.
Pretty much, or they're asking for help how to set up their cam.
Wow, so it's the next wave of the future. Everybody's going to have a webcam at home.
Yes.
Well, I can't argue with that little sentiment there at the end, but where he is wrong, where they're wrong, is that I'm not going to have
Positive
a fucking
responses
live
to
stream
what's
of,
going on?
Pretty much
of
they're asking
everything
for
in the gaff,
help
do you
how to set
know?
up their cam.
Wow, so they're all pretty positive responses to what's going on?
Pretty much, or they're asking for help how to set up their cam.
Wow, so it's the next wave of the future. Everybody's going to have a webcam at home.
Yes.
Keiko the Whale! Keiko the Whale from the film 3D. I mean, Free Willy. And it was rubbish. I didn't like it as a child. Thought it was rubbish. That's worse than the film. I mean, the film had moving pictures of the whale. And then, what, you log on to see fucking still images of it. I have it on good authority that whale was abused. I remember seeing pictures of it. It's the underneath its fins. It was fucked.
Now, Sean, you're on staff at Stanford, and I think you did your parents proud. You were doing a research project as a student, and now you're hired full time. We're talking about webcams and home cams, and you've done something a little bit different. Basically, a webcam that people can control by remote. What is the project you're involved with about?
It's all about just moving a camera and being...
Here comes the hot stepper. It's Sean, spelt with a W. Dave, thank you very much, Teddy. And Dave, thank you very much again for the tip.
Being able to view a space remotely.
So anybody can go online and control the cameras in your project?
Right.
Peter Check is after you.
Anyone around the world can come
online and
being able to view a space remotely.
So anybody can go online and control the cameras in your project?
Right. Anyone around the world can come. They can pan the camera left and right, tilt it up and down, and they can actually zoom in.
Okay.
On objects in the room.
So you basically anybody is the cinematographer at this point.
Look at this chain here. It's a chain gang scenario right here. And the collar has been popped. A button has been undone. Things down at Cybersmith are getting a little bit digital.
Right. What do you have to show? What spaces are they looking?
I wonder if there's something going on between these fellas. It's a double earring scenario, and then I've noticed your man there has fucking popped the call there as anyway.
The cinematographer at this point.
Right.
What do you have to show? What spaces are they looking at?
Currently, it's a loft space that's used by an engineering class at Stanford.
Okay.
And they have teams of students who are working on projects there.
Pop out his toolbox.
Who, need to be able to see what the local teams are doing.
So it's a collaborative, sort of an educational tool that people can use.
Right.
Where do you see this type of technology going in the future in terms of like applications beyond education?
I could also see it in the business world, anywhere where remote collaboration is a benefit, as well as, say, sporting events. And I get a lot of requests.
Hey, that's a good idea. So you could watch a football game and pan the camera where you want it to, or things like that.
Look at this weird scenarios, this weird angle. I mean, we don't need to see a fucking cameraman. And then, what's going on? You can see his belly there, look. It's opened up and has shown a little bit of belly.
You know, look at someone in the crowd if you feel like
Right.
it, instead of watching the game, or
Right.
just get another view.
Okay, interesting. Now, to create this site, I think you actually had to create some technology, some new things. It's not just your standard off-the-shelf a webcam. What did you do?
Well, what I did was I took an off-the-shelf pan and tilt mechanism,
which is this piece right here,
the black piece here, and you'll see just a standard quick.
Right, I was trying to click a button there that fucking changed the camera angle, but it's not working. Okay, let's carry on with this here.
Right. Sitting pan and tilt mechanism.
Which is this piece right here.
The black piece here, and you see
Okay.
just a standard quick cam
Right.
sitting on top of that.
Right.
And what I did was I built some hardware and wrote some software in order to control that through the web.
Now, you've taken it a step further also. You have a site I know where basically the camera is on you while you're at work. What does it feel like to be the subject of the viewers all the time?
Well, for me, it's no big deal.
The fucking phone going in the background.
Like to be the subject of the viewers all the time.
Well, for me, it's no big deal. I get an audio warning whenever someone gets on the camera, so I know someone's there.
So what, a buzzer goes off or a sound or something?
Right, a little sound file plays
Okay.
and tells me someone's there.
Right.
And I'm used to it.
Okay.
I don't care, you know.
Okay.
I usually make faces.
What the fuck is this? Bonus control time. Pan, tilt, Java chat. There's a chat box as well.
People if someone's on the camera.
Now, have you found that other people maybe aren't so comfortable with it?
Other people can't stand it. They'll turn the cameras around or do anything they can to get the camera off of them.
Really?
So
Okay.
it's a matter of getting used to it.
Right, so you don't think this is something that'll probably be standard in the workplace soon?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully in the near future.
Well, we got this.
Underwhelming to say the least, the end of that bit, wasn't it? No, it's not going to be good. It's not going to work.
See some examples and meet some of these people who do the webcam stuff. I mean, we saw Chip and Christine and the couple you interviewed. What do you think now? Does this make sense to you?
I think it makes sense. Not so much from doing it. I'm not excited to get
You wouldn't put a
behind.
webcam
no,
in your
I
house.
can't see
He's fucking put his collar back together again. Something was going on in that last fucking scene.
You know why my room's too messy, but watching was actually pretty interesting.
In what way?
Well, you know, I'm a guy, and I was something sort of
Voyeur,
exciting about, being
chick
a
walking
voyeur.
around in underwear.
Exactly. You know, it's something out of your ordinary everyday life. So I was kind of intrigued.
And Jane, what would you
It's a
think?
guy thing.
It's a guy thing.
It's definitely
you're
a guy
probably
thing.
right.
So the whole thing is boring to you.
I just think it's crazy.
You wouldn't put a camera in
Twisted.
your kitchen or your bedroom.
No.
And you don't care to watch other people's private
Not
lives?
particularly.
Show me a good movie, huh?
Thank you very much. Twisted.
All
Twisted.
right, well, you'll have to make up
Twisted.
your own mind about voyeurism on the web. That's it for this edition of the Internet Cafe.
Chauffeur's Neck Cafe. Dave McGill, thank you very much. Can you say hi to Jessica Birmingham? How are we getting on, Jessica Birmingham? This is Chauffeur's Neck Cafe. Let's have a look at the outro, the titles. If the intro was anything to go by, we should be in for a real treat here with this.
Netcafe is made possible by RonDiamond.com, the oldies site on the internet.
We need to look up this Ron Diamond guy. Something doesn't fucking sit right with this Ron Diamond guy.
Music and memories from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, not just another jukebox. Additional support comes from the law offices of Ivan Hoffman, Lawyering with Integrity, for internet law, copyright, trademark, and other intellectual property law.
You can't boff the Hoff, man. He'll fucking sue your ass.
And by TechWeb, for up-to-the-minute technology news.
To purchase a videotape copy of today's program,
As I said to you before, right? And fucking Chauffeur's not fucking thick, man. He sells every episode he makes and he posts it off in a little baggie to you. For $20, you can buy that episode. What was he at? Maybe like, and now we made these all like open source on the web archive or something. But the fucking music for this is like Streets of Rage. So I just think of the character animation of them before you move, like.
To purchase a videotape copy of today's program, call toll-free 1-888-310-7850. Please specify the show number and the topic.
What a fucking show, man. Wow. I'm not done. What the hell is this now? How to build a business that creates impact.
Welcome to the...
With Clint Betts. This isn't Computer Chronicles, but it's some random video they've recommended. It could be rubbish.
The CEO.com show.
Sorry there, it's too loud. It's mastered too loud. It's actually mastered normally and good. It's just that the old episodes of Net Cafe are really fucking muffled for some reason. I don't know why. They've been digitized from tape. So there's lots of fucking Doppler effecting going on there, or whatever the hell that is. Clint Betts is after you. So maybe we'll dip into fucking whatchamacallit now, a diary entry from the booking. Clint. What's his name now? I've lost Chip. But can anybody there just send me? Can somebody send me the link to Chip's diary there in the chat? Constant throwing. How are you? CR's video vault is class, and I'm not disagreeing with that sentiment. It is class, but the thing is, the channel repeatedly gets fucking done for showing RTE clips now. It never used to be the way, but now they're clamping down on it, big time. So I will watch another Net Cafe episode, and I'll also go into delve into the fucking annals of time via Chip Cochin's diary, whatever his fucking surname was. Sent you one, says Moon Pie in the donation link earlier on. Okay, Moon Pie. Chip follow up for later. Nice one. Very, very kind of you there. Now, let's get this up. We've got a lovely brain dump scenario. It's Chip, the Chipster, Hot Chip, the band. I wonder now if we have the fucking second camera up now. Let me just see this now. We've got two webcams there. That's not good for anyone. That is not going to work. So in order to ground the fucking text in some kind of context, we first need to just quickly look at Chip again.
Sometimes I have a weird expression on my face, or sometimes I'm not there. It's more real.
Now, is this a 24-hour thing? I mean, you have your Chip cam on the whole time and we follow your life like the Jennies and the Annas and all that?
No, I turn it on when I'm there and more when I'm present on my webpage.
Okay.
So
it's really tied to the chat aspect of your website, right?
Sure, tied to the chat and to meeting people and offering a bit of myself and hopefully getting a bit back from the visitors on my site.
What's the next step? I mean, where do you see this live cam stuff going? What would you like to do if you had, more bandwidth, for example?
What I'd like to do is create a place where more people with more cams and more communications methods can contribute and collaborate with each other to create something that's greater.
Greater in what way? I mean, what's the experiment that's going on here?
Just to bring people together to share ideas and be creative with each other.
And just really make more of a social experience, a real social
experience, and see how people can create things with each other.
What's the psychology behind this all? The live cams, the voyeurism on the web. Why do you think people care to watch what Chip is doing 7 o'clock on a Monday night? I mean, who cares? Why are they interested?
I think people really have the need to reach out to other people. And in real life, a lot of people might not have the mechanism or the social structure to do it. Now that the internet is so readily available, that's a whole bunch of people who are already there and a mechanism for people to reach out and find other people.
Is sex a big part of this whole live cam voyeurism thing? I mean, a lot of the sites have a sort of sexual connotation, if not a blatant sexuality to them. I know you've mentioned people log on and say, hey, take your clothes off, Chip.
Sure. Yeah, it gives a someone with voyeuristic tendencies the opportunity to look into someone else's life without identifying
a lot of
themselves.
camera movements. Anyway, we've got the diary entry of Chip. Oh, where the fuck did I put it? I had it there somewhere. Oh yeah, in the fucking web archive. Okay, yeah, put there, and then sorry, I'm trying to do multiple fucking tasks here, and it's a bit tough. Now, Chip archive. We have it here. Tobes. You did good, boss. Thank you very much. The full Netcafe playlist is there via Tobes' link. Lincoln Park. Now this fucking webcam that I have isn't fucking activated. I want to move around the screen. Do you know where I had the other webcam and I got to move around the screen before? But let me just see now. Properties, Logitech, webcam. Anyway, Sandy's eyes met mine and we locked into a riveted gaze. The moment was uncanny. Her eyes sparkled in such a way that I was overwhelmed with the feeling of both familiarity and a welcoming embrace. All at once I felt a fusion of emotions.
Francis Higgins, made possible in part by Hewlett
Chip,
Packard.
thank you very much there,
working
Chip.
with
The comfort of having found a long-lost sibling, the fear and the excitement of an adolescent crush, the uncontrollable rapture of an unending infatuation, and the driving desire to fully surrender myself to the primal passion of two lovers, entangled in the eternal struggle for unity. What kind of struggle is there? Like, is there a struggle for unity and you need to fucking ride? Is that what he's saying there? She lightly sighed as a smile slipped onto her face. Did it slip on from behind the head like... How does a smile slip on? She lightly sighed as a smile slipped onto her face and curled her ruby lips skyward. My heart illuminated with an odd mix of uncontainable laughter and a highly ignitable desire. The desire I have for you is fucking ignitable. I best keep my desire away from naked flame, otherwise it'll go up like a fucking tinder keg. My spirit was buoyant, my imagination unleashed. Nothing else of this world could have matched the purity of that moment. Thanks very much, The Eternal Struggle for Unity. And Dick, Pick, Mick, and Chip, thank you very much. Nothing else of this world could have matched the purity of that moment.
Twisted, 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 twisted.
Quib, thank you very much. Your man must have needed some desire lighters to ignite the fucking struggle for unity he was having. I heard your man was having a struggle for unity uptown the last night. Apparently the one he was with fucking curled her ruby lips skyward. She curled her fucking ruby lips skyward, so she did. And that was only moments after that the smile slid onto her face. Any crack uptown, no? It wasn't the honesty in her stare that made me fall in love with her at that moment. It wasn't the comfort conveyed by the casual nature of her mannerisms, nor the gentle way her hair draped across her shoulder. It wasn't the fertile arch of her lips, the swell of her breasts, her faint, spicy aroma, nor the way the setting sun shined across the soft curve of her neckline. It was the way she said, "You remind me of me." This is horrible stuff. I need to change the camera because I want to have a moving camera. Oh, I can... You know, I can't. Yeah, sorry. Bear with me, folks. We're going to get through this. Steph, thank you very much. And braindump.net, thank you very much. My fertile arch. Let's just enhance the camera here to give this its just desserts, its due diligence. Crap there. Can we chroma key? Can we fucking color correct that? Take that down like that. Up like that, maybe. Maybe that. Sorry there. I just need to fucking... Yeah, that'll do. It wasn't the fertile arch of her lips. Of her hips, sorry. It wasn't the fertile arch of her hips. The swell of her breasts. Her faint, spicy aroma. Nor the way the setting sun shined, or shone, he should have used the word shone for that, shone across the soft curve of her neckline. It was the way she said, "You remind me of me, you cunt." Sandy and I spent the entire night sipping Chianti and telling each other stories. We shared our desires and our dreams, our fears and our fantasies. We dared each other to divulge yet more. The ease with which we were able to reveal our deepest, most intimate secrets astounded us. There was no precedent for allowing ourselves to be open with each other. Strangers, so vulnerable, but we trusted. The purity of the high we attained was inexpressible outside of the moment. Thanks very much there, Yurti Hearn, and Yurti Hearn's very, very kind to you. So 1 sec. I need to get this fucking image up. I can only describe the next 10 days as joyous agony. I had just spent one of the most intimate nights. Oh, wait a sec, I've missed out a load of shit here. Sorry, I've missed out a load of stuff. Where the fuck am I going here? I've lost the fucking run of it. Here we go. Sandy and I spent the entire night sipping Chianti and telling each other stories. We shared our desires and our dreams, our fears and our fantasies. Joyous agony, thank you very much. We dared each other to divulge yet more.
People getting undressed, you know, in the bathroom.
Twisted.
We dared each other to divulge yet more. The ease with which we were able to reveal our deepest, most intimate secrets astounded us. There was no precedent for allowing ourselves to be so open with each other. Strangers, so vulnerable, but we trusted. The purity of the high we attained was inexpressible outside at the moment. My head can be like a fucking a bouncing ball on the lyrics of a karaoke, so you know where to read. We each took a risk and seemed to have hit the jackpot. Jackpot Dunleavy, is it? Time would tell. The night slipped away like the pages of a captivating novel. As our train rolled into Barcelona, The imminent knowledge that we were about to part ways emerged and ignited our scheming minds to plan our next rendezvous, or as it's known in French, rendezvous. Sandy would be traveling for a few weeks with a group of friends she was about to meet out in Barcelona. I was headed north to spend a lazy week in Cadaqués. Meet me in 10 days. Listen to the shit talk here. Give my love to your father. Meet me in 10 days at the Café de Girenne in Amsterdam. She whispered into my ear. At midnight. Sandy took my hand, leaned towards me, and lightly kissed my lips. She grabbed her backpack, and without looking back, she left. I can only describe the next 10 days as joyous agony. I had just spent one of the most intimate nights of my life with a woman whose presence of mind and lightness of being intrigued me no end. And now she was gone. The questions ran like a river through my head. Would I ever see her again? Is it possible to fall in love at first sight? In what way, if any, would this encounter manifest into something more? Am I willing to remain open to this level of... Oh, fucking hell, I've missed that there. Am I willing to remain open to this level of intimacy, even though I risk being hurt because of the inherent vulnerability? Isn't it the uncertainty in how the future will present itself actually what drives me to explore and discover and grow? That last bit doesn't make sense. Wait a sec. Isn't it the uncertainty in how the future will present itself actually what drives me? Isn't it the uncertainty in how the future will present itself actually what drives me to explore and discover and grow? Well, there you have it, folks. Fucking unbelievable stuff there. Another winner from the realm of none other. The man, the myth, the legend. None other than fucking Chip. The Chulman Shaler. A crazy, crazy author. And a fantastic constitution. And an amazing bit of business. Have we any more stuff there? And is there any more clips from this guy that or any more text? Because I enjoyed reading that there. Something kind of made me feel as though I'd read it before. Was that the same article we read the other night? Or is that... It sounded... You know, he was just saying, oh, was it a different girl he was talking about in the last fucking thing? Right, Tantric Chip. Remember the backpack. He's still writing more from whatever prison he's in, says Owen. Unbelievable stuff. Joyous Agony, thank you very much. Yershi Heard, thank you very much. Does anyone want me to read another one of those, or... I'm not sure if we read another one of those or start another episode. I think we start another episode, or yeah, I'll read another one. Fuck, I enjoy reading them because it's just weird. Let's just go to a random page. But I mean, that was pre-selected by Moon Pie, so maybe Moon Pie's done the research and has come up with the good stuff there, the goods. Let's just move on to May here. Monday, April 24th. Back in the old neighborhood. Brooklyn Lukey, thank you very much. You did good, kid. Thank you very, very much. Oh, I've got the wrong camera, sorry. Pointing the wrong camera at my face. Back in the old neighborhood. In November of 1998, I wrote a brain dump after reading an article on the Chronicle ran about the street kids in the neighborhood. I discovered the article when a member of my email list I maintain posted an URL and asked what the other list members thought. I responded by saying how close to home the issue of homelessness in the height is for me. I see these kids every day around the corner from my house. A day or two later, I got an email back from the woman who posted about the article. It ends up, she was the mother of the girl in the article, Shira. The email was emotional. She hadn't seen the daughter in quite a while, and the last thing she expected in response to her post was a response from someone who sees her daughter every day. She explained her side of the story, given a perspective quite different from the way the Chronicle portrayed her daughter. It was touching. Within a week or two, I noticed that Shira was gone from Hyde Street. Since then, I've wondered from time to time what happened to her. Last week, as I was walking to the store, Shira approached me, walked along with me, Stevie G, thank you very much, and started telling me a joke. The punchline was as obvious as the solicitation for spare change that accompanied it. I gave her some change and said, "You're Shira."
People getting undressed, you know, on the bath.
Pain in the buffet, thank you very much. Surprised. She said, "How'd you know that?" I said, "I have a story to tell you," and proceeded to tell her about the article, the email list, and the letter from her mom. She said, "That was you?" It ends up, she left the height and went to see her mother, who told her the same story. Shira, thanks for the tip, spent some time in Hawaii, finishing high school, and is now back in the city looking for a job. She looked pretty clean. I hope she doesn't fall back into her old habits. Either way, it was cool to make that connection. What's this? Look, Monday, April 10th, Divine Moments of Truth. I've been spangled. Let's have a little look at this.
Twisted! Twisted!
There's nothing here. We need another scintillating bit of literary fucking fortitude. And we're not getting it right here. These are just diary entries. We want another big scenario. Let's have a look. One evening, hanging with friends, city of Philadelphia, trying back with smuggling. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Wednesday, March 22nd. On one particular evening circa 1968, while hanging with my friends in Center City, Philadelphia. At the time, I was traveling back and forth from Cali, smuggling grass, and proud to be one of the premier LSD 25 dealers in the Philadelphia region. When we decided, thank you very much, when we decided to drop some liquid Sandoz LSD 25. That's right, my friends. Albert's original formula made by the famous Swiss labs. My friend Clyde, who eventually dined me out to the feds and set me up in San Fran, where I narrowly slipped away from being busted with 200 kilos of Mexican. But that's a very long story in itself. Lived with his parents. Conveniently enough, Clyde's father was a psychiatrist who had routinely treated his patients with the fabulous liquid. One afternoon, Clyde and I broke into his father's office and stole 3 vials of the wonder drug and decided to throw a party with one of them. I was living with Chuck P on Now Dane Street in Philly. And we had recently been acquitted from a drug bust at our house. The cops found 1,000 hits of LSD in a trash can. Jellypelt, thank you very much. And Cross-Eyed and Twisted, thank you very much. The cops found 1,000 hits of LSD in a trash can outside our back door. But because the courtyard was shared by 5 other houses, they couldn't pin it on us. It was also great because when we went to court, we covered our waist-length hair with short hair wigs, and after being acquitted and walking out of court, we pulled off the wigs and let our freak flags fly. And we were ready for a group excursion through the doorways in the mind. At the time, some very good friends of ours lived across the street in a house. You hammered your mother. Thank you very much. You hammered your mother. At the time, some very good friends of ours lived across the street in a house with a huge garage and had a very popular band at the time, Elizabeth. They practiced in their garage, hence the original garage band era, which was decked out in total psychedelia, including, but not limited to, black lights and all the paraphernalia that goes with it. A huge sound system, many sofas and chairs, and beds and carpets and pillows. They came over to see what was up. And we all decided, as was the norm at least a couple of times at a week, to drop together. Well, Clyde and I did a magical ceremony and produced a vial of the liquid dream potion. We all decided to go over to the garage and make a potion of wine/liquid magic. We did, and within 20 minutes, one of the first raves of the 20th century began. As always, group activities including dancing, twirling, trancing, group and individual interaction was at its peak. Literally, for many hours, and as the sun came up, all we could do was intertwine to the psychedelic bliss that was once again availed to us by the illustrious substance that had guided us all to so many wonderful places. I am tired and I can't write anymore, but I think I got my point across. What do you think? Peace and lots of love. Mr. N.
Is Chip your real name, by the way, or is that a persona for the website?
No, now it's my real name.
Take your clothes off, Chip.
But don't, take off my clothes on request because it's not a service I'm providing.
Right.
I could tell. I've been told differently, Chip. I've been told differently. I read the fucking diary entry there where you were doing a bit of intertwining, were you? On the fucking magic liquid, was it? It's on the Wayback Machine, buddy. It's on the fucking Wayback Machine. We're going way back, baby. Mike Hogan's Bananas. Thank you very much. Joe Kenny is a YouTube channel you must explore. Thank you very much for the tip. Fuck me, man. That was a trip and a half. Woo. It's a made-up name. What did you think of that there, chat? I wasn't looking at the chat because I was reading it for so long. What were your thoughts? What were your thoughts and feelings? Was there any... What's your take on it? What's your take on that? A wild ride. I travelled all the way from Limerick to hear the story. Mind doorways. I think Mr. N is a pseudonym of himself. He's not writing a fucking thing there from someone else. For all we know, Mr. N was the name he fucking put on himself when... Look, his name isn't even fucking Chip. It was something else, like. Don't lie, Mr. N is relatable. Oh my god. Google Fox News livestream. Why, Barry? What's going on Fox? Tucker Carlson, is it? I'm gonna get off because it's too late to go on another fucking cryogenic dream chamber, chaos chamber delvation into anything more. Maybe I'll do one more. We'll look for one more diary entry, but how the hell? How the hell can you beat that? Yeah. Oh. Maybe just a little bit of Netcafe. 15 minutes of Netcafe. Fuck. I believe we had another recommendation there for a Netcafe episode. The thing is, and Red FM there is saying sex online, but the thing is, and conspiracy theories as well, Mumbai, they are the fucking best. They sound like they're going to be amazing. So we'll just have a little look for the playlist and see what we can get there. Netcafe playlist. I think it actually was given. Let me have a look there. It was.
Is Chip your real name, by the way, or is that a persona for the
Joe
website?
Keddy, thank you very much.
Take your clothes off, Chip.
I don't, take off my clothes on request because it's not a service I'm providing.
Right. Thanks a lot, Chip.
Sure thing.
Where is it? Nescafe. Oh fucking hell! I am. Oh yeah, here we are. Nice. Pop up the toolbox. Pop up the toolbox. Pop up the toolbox. Alright. Politics, hackers, voyeurism, cyber writing, startups, Grim Reaper websites. What the fuck's that? UFOs, conspiracy theories, online literature, space science, humor on the web, web startups, movies online, net games, humor. Oh yeah, we're just seeing the same things. War on the web, virtual doctors, UFOs. We're getting a lot for UFOs, so we'll do that. Let's have a look here now. Oh wow. It's a real fucking mind melter, isn't it?
This week at the Internet Cafe, ET on your PC. Is there intelligent life on the net? UFOs, aliens, ID4, and bugs on Mars. The Museum of Jurassic Technology. And who is this man's barber? Plus free software, 4 megabytes of Cyberblast cool stuff if you've got a TV modem. Are we alone? The answer tonight at the Internet Cafe.
The Internet Cafe is made possible in part by Intel. One idea always leads to another. Now there are connected CD-ROMs that link rich multimedia with related
Thank you very much, Slug Shining there. It says, is Schindler in Net Cafe, or did Stu deem him not cool enough? Doesn't look like he made the cut anyway. I haven't seen him in any of it.
information on the Internet.
Not
Connected
cool enough.
CD-ROMs, it's the Intel Pentium processor.
And he seemed like he was a friend. Look at the t-shirt that Stu's wearing. Take me to your dealer.
Hi, and welcome to the Internet Cafe. I'm Stuart Chaffee, and these are my friends Andrew and Jane, and we're here in a cyber cafe called the Coffee.
He's got new presenters with him. So Jane Withers, unless that's Jane Withers from before, is it?
I'm Stuart Chaffee, and these are my friends Andrew and
she changed her hair.
Jane, and we're here in a cyber cafe called the Coffee Net in downtown San Francisco, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun tonight because we're talking.
I think we're going to have a lot of fun tonight, guys. We're in a downtown San Francisco coffee bar. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. And he's so trendy looking, and then his friend Paul Schindler as Slug Shining there is posited the theory that he might not have been cool enough to have kept him on. Let's just have a little look there at Chip. He might not have been cool enough. That was himself.
Thinking about websites that have to do with space exploration, the search for extraterrestrials, UFOs and aliens and all that stuff. And there's obviously a lot of people interested in this stuff. Matter of fact, there's one stat I want to mention to you. If you categorize websites by type, the second most popular type of website has to do with aliens and UFOs and all that kind of stuff.
Wow, I'm really excited to this show because we're going to talk about some of the hype that's been surrounding UFOs in the media lately. There was the Mars sighting where there was, I guess, worms that were found that may have actually...
Look at these, we've got little cakes and everything. Who got Stu? Did Stu bring that shirt in, do you reckon, or did someone say, will you wear that, Stu? Okay, alright, I was wearing alien, okay. Not too bad. What else?
From Mars.
Quickly.
There's been recent sightings of galaxies that have very similar attributes to our planet, and there may be life on there. And plus, the biggest movie of the summer was Independence Day. You've got TV shows like Third Rock from the Sun and
Third Cock from the Bum.
Millennium coming out now.
Yeah.
So
People
there's just
are into it.
very much, very
It's
much.
going to be really neat. You know, one of the things that was really exciting in getting prepared for the show tonight was looking at some of the websites, specifically the Abductees Anonymous website. That's that support group for people
who've been abducted by an alien.
Right,
They
exactly.
need support.
And you know what's really interesting is reading through it. I mean, first of all, it was really
Twisted.
fascinating for me to understand
Twisted.
what it's all
Twisted.
about. But
Twisted.
also the whole concept
Twisted.
of using the internet
Twisted.
for support groups and the ability to be able to
Twisted.
communicate with people
Twisted.
in privacy, without people going face
Yeah.
to face and opening up, but really telling their stories and sharing experiences. It's really phenomenal.
Well, we're going to check out a lot of very interesting websites that have to do with Roswell and Area 51 and all this kind of interesting stuff, and meet several people who hang out at these websites and can tell us quite a bit about it. What are you guys doing here?
Trying to decide whether or not
What are you guys doing here?
this particular image.
What are you guys doing here?
Trying to decide whether
They were talking away to each other. Check out this leather-clad fucking badass. Alright, we got a couple of brewskis. Alright, what else? And it's a white man with dreadlocks. There we go. Tied up in a real tight knot at the back. And there at the back there's Steve Brule or fucking Phil Spector. I don't. We haven't found out yet, but boy, oh boy, do I hope we have a segment with that cat down the back.
Meet several.
What's funny about this is the little sting between the thing. Thanks very much, Chipping Balls. The little sting here. They haven't put the music on. It's just quiet, and the solemnity of it is kind of weird. It just adds to the weirdness of the situation. What are you guys doing?
People who hang out at these websites are going to tell us quite a bit about it. What are you guys doing here?
Trying to decide whether or not this particular image is a fake or not. It looks
Doesn't
like
look
it's
too hard to figure out.
He's been up all night, man. How can you live in California and not get a fucking tan, like?
Yeah, it looks pretty much just like a pretty easy double exposure, but we're trying to figure out what the actual abstract image here would be. It could be anything. I think that's really the key to a lot of the UFO images, is make them as abstract as possible, and you can say it's anything.
Show us another one, then. I mean, some of these are like known fakes, right, Josh?
Sure. And
this is where Netcafe, it didn't continue the production quality of Computer Chronicles, because the sound is kind of like it's recorded from a distance on a boom mic, and it's just kind of hanging. Everything's hanging, you know, and there's no snappiness. Shafee's had to wear kind of cool clothes. They've told him to wear these clothes, like, and it's kind of weird. Like, it's a forced scenario. It's a real how do you do, fellow kids.
This is a great guy who drew diagrams of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you can see this was done back in the 50s, so...
But show us the photo we took.
Yeah.
And that looks like some sort of lampshade, hubcap, what is it?
Yeah, it's a hubcap, and he's taken ping pong balls and glued them to the underside.
So the little balls there are ping pong?
Yeah, they're halves of ping pong balls. And he's taken some sort of coffee can lid or something and put it on, or upper half of a coffee can and put it on.
All right, so this is a site that's just a collection of all the UFO photos that have been around over the years and so on?
Yes.
It's basically a smorgasbord of images. Anybody can contribute an image to
and so on. And put it
all right, so
and he's taken underside.
So the little balls there are ping pong?
Yeah, cap, and he's...
And that looks like some sort of lampshade, hubcap, what is it?
Yeah, it's a hubcap, and he's...
Michael Stoned.
Taken ping pong balls and glued them to the underside.
So the little ball...
The Coke can, the little grip on the Coke can is a nice little scenario there as well.
Little balls there.
You're not a killer. Let me have a look here now. Sorry about this.
Game Boy. Game Boy. You're not a killer.
No, I'm not.
They're ping pong?
Yeah, they're halves of ping pong balls. And he's taken some sort of coffee can lid or something and put it on, or upper half of a coffee can and put it on.
All right, so this is a site that's just a collection of all the UFO photos that have been around over the years and so on?
Yes.
It's basically a smorgasbord of images. Anybody can contribute.
Skeptic Shafee, thank you very much. What are you guys... Your comment is, what are you guys doing? Anything sexual?
Contribute an image to it, and they try to...
Click on that one right there. Yeah, the Belgian one. Oh, that's...
They try to bring all types of images, both fakes and real ones, because really it's hard to... The ones that are even at this point real, it's really just not proven that they're fake.
Real means you haven't proven it's a fake.
Exactly.
All right, this is the UFO stuff. We talked earlier at the beginning of the program about this Abductees Anonymous thing. There's really an interesting site where people who claim to have been...
Why'd they put his name on now? Like, it's fucking 10 minutes into it.
Abducted by aliens have like a support group where they share their experiences. What do you think about that stuff?
I think the abductee phenomenon is a little bit too widespread to be real. I think that if aliens were abducting people, they'd probably be more discreet about it. And there's just...
The other thing is, like, on the internet, well, I think that he's right in a sense that there's way too many. But on the other hand, a forum like this is needed for people who actually might have actually had...
Look at that fucking ring. It's huge.
An experience hand, a forum right in a sense that there's way too many. But on the other hand, a forum like this is needed for people who actually might have actually had an experience like that.
I mean, if you believe it, you need supporting.
But why does it never happen to anybody reputable? Why does it always happen to people driving pickup trucks?
Well, that's why I live in the city, because it never happens in the city.
This could be like, this is like a sitcom, and fucking Shafee's loving it. It's like it could be straight out of Seinfeld, this.
Driving pickup trucks.
Believe it, you need
great conversational stuff.
supporting.
But why does it never happen to anybody reputable? Why does it always happen to people driving pickup trucks?
Well, that's why I live in the city, because it never happens in the city. But yeah, it's basically, I think that it's something that's just started.
They're just saying it's country lunatics, is it? And sorry, Steve Brule again. Is it Brule's rules at the background?
But yeah,
it's the mad scientist at the back. This guy has to be in it. If he's not in it, it'll be an absolute fucking shame. Shafee, thank you very much.
Basically, I think that it's something that's just starting to happen in the human culture, that they're starting to contact aliens, and it's a very gradual process that will happen over many generations. And in order to sort it all out, we're going to have to turn to something like the internet so that information can pass freely.
Assuming that we were being contacted by aliens and that the government was talking to them and everything, why would they continue to pick these random people off of streets in the middle of nowhere?
I think it's because aliens realize that a centralized form of government just does not work when they're trying to get a change in civilization.
Aliens are really netizens when it comes down to it.
Exactly.
Let's talk about some websites for people who are interested in this stuff. I mean, whether it's real or not, who knows? But where would you suggest that people go on the web? What sites are worthwhile pursuing if you're interested in extraterrestrials and all that stuff?
Well, I know that there's a couple of sites concerning well-known abduction phenomenon, like Whitley Strieber's site, Strieber.com. He talks about his book that he wrote about his abduction experience, and how in the second book he talks about the government cover-up of it, and a thing called Majestic 12, which is a council of supposedly U.S. government officials, 12 of them, that have contacted the aliens or making deals with them.
Well known but not well proven.
Well known but not well.
Your man there, look at that look. He knows it's a load of old claptrap. Look at that. Dreadlock skeptic.
Well known but not well proven.
Well known but not well proven. Yes.
I mean, the fact that
leather clad Larry over here with the ear. Why do they all have fucking earrings as well?
is on the net. I mean, one of the problems is, I mean, who knows what's real? You can write anything you want, right? So, I mean,
that's right. There's no.
Look at this in the background. Quib, thank you very much. And how's Galv, thank you very much.
Paul Schindler.
The Dispatch's undercover investigation.
Monday at 8 on 4.
Paul Schindler.
The Dispatch's undercover.
I think you characterize it as like the world's greatest propaganda machine, if that's what
exactly. It's, I mean, basically anybody can put anything up there, and if you've got somebody who's reputable or so-called reputable, like Whitley Strieber, then you can go ahead and put something up, and people will believe it a lot more than, say, Joe Schmo from Kokomo.
Yeah. All right, what other sites? You mentioned that.
Joe Schmo from Kokomo.
One, where else would you say?
There's another site about the Men in Black, which is an alien hive intelligence that is supposedly
cattle mutilation. Welcome to the cattle mutilation conspiracies and UFOs page.
Covering up the alien abductions and alien sightings, and they go to people who have seen UFOs and taken pictures of them and threaten them into silence.
Sounds like a good plot for a CD-ROM adventure game. Right?
It is, actually. They're very sinister. They dress all in black and they drive black cars.
Hey, look at us. You know?
Yeah, and they supposedly are controlled by an alien hive intelligence that is just like on the other side of the moon.
All right, What's interesting? Where should somebody who really doesn't know anything about this, Josh, want to find out a little bit about the UFOs, the alien?
Well, a good place to start for looking for any type of information is a big web browser like Yahoo, for instance. Yahoo actually has several categories, and under entertainment, they have a whole area of paranormal activities, under which there's everything from mysticism and the occult to UFO sightings and abductions. The links coming off of there should also take you to other interesting sites all over the net.
Yeah, the UFO link is pretty good. I mean, you do the Area 51 stuff and the Roswell stuff and all the usual things there. Let me go back to the UFO
50 Shades of Shafi, thank you very much.
Business or the abductee business. I mean, we were talking before about, you were saying there's sometimes there's just real science underneath these things. There are natural phenomena that are interpreted as mystery stuff, but it's just real science.
Well, sure. There's a phenomenon where the tectonic plates of the Earth move against each other, and in doing so, they release a lot of energy by breaking crystals and rocks, and this energy actually dissipates into the atmosphere in a big flash, which is actually what a lot of abductees describe as the beginning of their abduction experience. The discharge of electricity also creates a magnetic field, which is known to affect the brain in very specific ways. When they've recreated this field in laboratory tests, they've actually been able to almost recreate the abduction experience, the feeling of not being able to move, of the idea that there's somebody right there, you know, and if you just turn your head, you'll be able to see him. All of these have been recreated in laboratory environments and match almost, you know, exactly the abduction experiences.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Have you been abducted by aliens? Have any of your relatives been abducted by aliens? Have any of your pets been abducted by aliens? Well,
It's me. I can do that. Oh, fuck.
you should know of an online support group called Abductees Anonymous at www.cybergate.com, which has useful information like the 52 signs of alien abduction, online research information, and the ability to have your abduction experience published on the World Wide Web. So be sure to check out Abductees Anonymous.
I'm fucking wrecked.
So Dan, you are the webmaster at the UC Berkeley astronomy website. What was your objective when you first started the website?
We wanted to create a site that would serve both the astronomers in the department and the public. So we created links to pages like the American Astronomical Society page, which has abstracts and data.
So the more technical stuff.
Right, and then we have links to various faculty home pages where they can put their own papers and so on. And then for the public, we have links to the NASA homepage, which is just a really great
What kind of things are at NASA?
page. Well, you can find pictures, images of galaxies, the planets, pictures are really great. We as faculty.
We'll pick it up with that. I'm fucking wrecked. It's amazing stuff. It's nice to leave it on a high. We're picking it up with UFOs the next day. I don't know when we're gonna go back to Net Cafe again. I wish I'd have got on earlier, to be honest. If I could have got on earlier, then we would have been at this for 3 or 4 hours. But I mean, unfortunately, it's gonna have to be a 2 hour and 15-minute stream because it's 1. I need to go to bed. But we're here, and we've got herself as well. Withers is Withers. Thank you very much there, some mug of hair, and 50 Shades of Shafi, and How's Galv and Quib, and Shafi probed me, and Skeptic Shafi, and pardon me, Chipping Balls. Please visit Joe Kenny from Federer's YouTube channel, Pure Zero's Irishness. I'll check it out the next time. Thanks for sending me loads of links to everything. I'll check that out in the meantime. And then when I get back on, I can get back on. And we'll talk to you later on anyway. And thanks for watching.
Twisted, 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 twisted.
Dispatches unwraps the story
Like
behind...
people getting undressed, you know, and going to the bathroom.
Twisted! Dispatches investigates, Monday at 8 on 4.
Paul Schindler.
A Dispatches undercover investigation.
Monday at 8 on 4.
Paul Schindler.
Where's the cue ball going? Where's the cue ball going?
Is Chip your real name, by the way, or is that a persona for the website?
No, now it's my real name. It was originally a nickname that got added to my name legally.
All right. A lot of the sites have a sort of sexual connotation to take your clothes off, Chip.
Sure.
Housewife cam. Is there a kind of sexual connotation to it? I mean, you're a very attractive woman, a good-looking lady who walks around sometimes with not too much clothes on. There's shots of you there sort of topless at the keyboard or hanging around in, you know, small clothing.
Additional funding is provided by the Software Publishers Association, providers of educational materials to help manage software.
Welcome.
Paul Schindler.
Today, I'm Paul Schindler.